All right, Dave. We might be saying goodbye to the 2025 montage of players that we've come to enjoy in our intro this year as we're winding it down. But Dave, it's championship weekend here for three of our teams, and we head out to Southwestern College this week amid some controversy that there's not maybe any of the games, even if it was we didn't make it to the Open Division, but even the Open Division was played last night at DeVore Stadium. Well, you and I know it's a great stadium. It does feel like the championship games deserve maybe just a notch higher than it, but even if they have no scoreboard, well, they do have a scoreboard. It's actually pretty cool. Even the temporary one, they're getting a better scoreboard finally down there, but the temporary one was kind of wonky last night, but we did see the Open Division, thrilling Open Division championship game as Cathedral Catholic came down back from 16-0 deficit to win the Open Division championship. We know that maybe our Granite Hills Eagles, the way they're playing right now, probably going to give these guys a battle, but we're underway with the championships, David. We've got three teams playing starting on Friday night, and then Saturday two more championship games. So thanks a lot this season for getting all the kids together, making sure we've got shows previewing and reviewing the games. I had a great time this season. We're going to do at least one more time here, talk about the three games and make some predictions. But Dave, I have a feeling we aren't going to be picking against East County teams right now.
No, I think all of them are hot and very capable of winning all three of these games. Actually, you know, uh, especially with the likes of Christian, kind of a Cinderella story, if you will.
Yeah.
Just continuing to prove the skeptics wrong, and Steel Canyon came out of nowhere. I mean, they had a great regular season, but they started to drop off, and as soon as they hit playoffs, they started a new record, and they've proved to be one of the top powerhouses in Division Two. And let's not forget, Granite Hills has been. I still think they should have made the Open Division. I think that they played enough of the quality teams. All of them were playoff teams, anyhow, and just some tough losses early to mid-season.
Yeah, I think once they added their key players, added those added players, if you will, that made them even tougher. We'll talk about all three games here. And we are sponsored by Granite Mortgage, Lakeside Equipment, and Touchdown Plumbing. And thank you to those guys again for giving us a little boost here to do the shows week after week. And all we've got to do is say their name and thank them each week. So we really appreciate that. It's been a great season here. There'll be more playoff games for these teams, Dave. State championships await. So let's win these games and go on, because it feels like all of our teams can go. It feels like our teams can go a little bit deeper and make more. That we won state championships last year. It just shows. Now, I don't know, Dave. There's some big controversies going on with who's in the playoffs, and who's not in the. Lincoln's so upset they're not in the Open, but for whatever reason, the way the playoffs work out, right, where our teams, I don't want to say maybe we're underrated or maybe we're put in the wrong. We always succeed, whatever division we're in. It seems like our teams go on deep into the state championships. I don't know if it's, maybe they would say, oh, hey, it's because of the way it's set up, and the East County just ends up lucky in the doesn't matter. I mean, they made the rules for these divisions, and our teams succeed in championship rounds all the way through those regional games and state titles, and it's been proven over the last several years.
Yeah, and I think we could see the rules changing yet again next season, just because of the controversy that came up with the likes of Lincoln. And I haven't heard anything from Cobbs per se, but I'm sure he was a little concerned about missing the Open Division as well. But we got a good one again. They're going to play Lincoln again. They fared well last year, and I think that this team is even better than last season. Before I forget, though, I wanted to also thank our staff photographer, Vic Morano. He has been fantastic for us. And matter of fact, I had to get him get the number to Mr. Marquez to get him into the game because I guess the CIF office is actually closed from what Mr. Marquez was telling me. So at any rate, we got him, and he's going to get in, and so he'll have some great photographs to share with us and all of our viewers so that you guys can all check it out on eastcountysports.com. But let's get into it. My Eagles.
And my Eagles too, Dave. Come on, I'm going to root for the Eagles here, Dave, for sure.
Yeah, they're going to play on Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
So that's going to be Granite Hills at 9-3 facing a carbon copy of last year, the number 1 Lincoln Hornets at 10-2. I mean, it is kind of like a clash of titans. Granite Hills sitting on a 6-game winning streak, and fresh off that great win over Mount McGill, 52-30, and playing its best football this season. We talked about it even before we went on the show. Zach Benitez just looks really poised back there, very comfortable. He doesn't get rattled. He does really well stepping up in the pocket and getting rid of the ball. I mean, come on. Who has more receivers than the Granite Hills Eagles?
God, it's just amazing.
And they gained some more, and we'll get into that. It's the best football they're playing of the season. The Eagles added key players after the sit-out period, including unheralded new star Parker Johnson, which we've seen, and he's been absolutely fantastic, making one of the best teams in the country even better. In the county, rather. Lincoln, always looking for respect, might approach this one with an underdog mentality, a difficult position to hold against a team as balanced as the Eagles. While the Hornets might profess more college-level talent, the Eagles will have greater continuity. So I think they could make a deeper run, and the Eagles might just be a better team than they were last year against Lincoln. Lincoln's most significant loss this season, just like the Eagles, came against Cathedral Catholic, a team that was missing its starting quarterback. So they didn't even have Palmer when they lost to the Cathedral Catholic Dons, which raises a question about the Hornets' ability to close against elite competition, which I would say is Granite Hills. Key players we're going to look out for, of course, the one and only quarterback, Zach Benitez, is coming off a great night, throwing for 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns, adding 27 with his legs. The Eagles strengthened their air attack, averaging 307.5 passing yards per game, thanks to, we already mentioned it, the deepest receiving core in the county, featuring explosive Noah Walker, along with top possession receiver Tristan Diaz. Defensively, Braden Wells, which we've been talking about just about every week, has been one of
Fever.
Yes, as we all call him, Boogie Wells, if not the best defensive player in the county this season. While Jesse Wilhite has been just as impactful during the league season and postseason. The Hornets lead on a stout run game, averaging 213.4 rushing yards per game. Running back Junior Curtis is a massive threat, rushing for 322 yards, 3 scores last week, averaging 131 yards per game for the season. Lincoln's has playmakers like Prince Tavizon and Cameron Purnell, who has had 5 or more tackles in 10 straight games. That's going to pose a little bit of trouble on the front. The edge, Eagles barely slipped past Lincoln last season, winning 27-26. This year, Granite Hills is simply stronger on both sides of the line and has too many offensive threats. The Eagles, who won this title last year, 42-25 over San Marcos, proved themselves on the field through the social media buzz, the fearless forecaster, back in the continuity and balance attack of the Eagles to repeat as Division I champions. I am definitely going to go with my Eagles, and I think that they're going to win by 10.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. I like the Eagles to take care of business in this one. I think the Lincoln gets too caught up in what people think about him. I don't think they maybe I don't want to say they're not prepared as well, but we've seen them make key mistakes in big moments. Whether or not I'm not saying that has anything. They've got incredible coaching actually there, but they always seem to have just not enough preparedness at times. It seems. Meanwhile, the Eagles, to me, feel like a well-oiled machine. Now, uh, the Hornets may have just a little bit more overall elite talent, Dave, but I think the Eagles play more of a team concept, if you will, and aren't looking for excuses when things don't go their way. So, look, the officials here, I know we have a good time with them, but look, only the officials, to me, going to keep this one away from the Eagles, man. I think they're going to win this one. I think there are kind of a division or an open division team because of the fact that they added those key players, including Isaiah the Rodriguez, both Rodriguez's that came on there late in the season that made the team so deep. Overall, it does bother me a little bit. The Eagles aren't really knock them out with their rushing game, but I guess that's part of it, right? Because their passing is so good. Look, Davion Williams, he's good, great, and Spalding's had those big plays too.
Man, Spalding
can run the ball. Yeah, they can run the ball. I guess it's just that it doesn't look it doesn't need to be as spectacular. So I guess I'm just nitpicking here at the Eagles because they're awesome and they should be the best, man. They could have given those two teams a battle last night. It was a really good game between Carlsbad and the eventual open division champion, Cathedral Catholic. You mentioned the losses both by the Eagles and the Hornets, and that's part of it, right, Dave? They didn't beat Cathedral Catholic. So, hey, you know what? Maybe they didn't get a chance in the open division, but they definitely got a chance to beat them somewhere there along the line. They both played them. So Lincoln's was a league game too. So they had a chance, but they didn't beat them. And so the Eagles get this chance again, and they can go on from here. They can go on and win in the state playoffs too. But they got to win this one. I mean, this is no gimme. It feels like it's still. I know you said 10 points, but we've seen these games with Lincoln and our teams come down to the end. We've seen some incredible finishes. Remember the fumble there as well. So look, I'm going to take Granite Hills here with Benitez and those stars. Not only, don't forget you got AJ Walker as well, right?
Johnson.
You got
Parker Johnson.
Parker Johnson. I mean, he comes in, he looks like a college player out there already. So I don't think half the county knows about Johnson as much because he was part of he came on the second half of the season. So half the games I didn't even know who he was because the roster wasn't right. So look, he probably would have been. I didn't see the all league teams. I don't know if he made the all league team, only playing part of the year. I don't. They hide the all league team from us, so I don't even know who the player of the year is. I know that I'm probably going to think that Zach Benitez is
Benitez.
Player of the year with East County Sports, the offensive player of the year for sure. And there'll probably be some other award winners on the Eagles here. We'll have our team, of course, come out probably before we get the release. The team, I see it on all the different teams' social media, but I don't know if I have time to go through, and not every team is listing their players. So I'm kind of piecing together the all-league teams right now by whoever's posting it. I try to look on different forms of social media to find and try to see who was an all-league player. I'm just a big fan out here doing a show. So I'm kind of a consumer. I'd like to know who the all-league team was, but they don't release it to the public or anything. We got to go tracking it down or something like that. So I'm sure I'll get it, find them eventually. I think they put it on the CIF site like by the next year. So that's what's kind of happened last couple of years, and I think we've kind of eventually got it. So we'll see. But I think Benitez, he's the East County's player of the year here. I think we can announce it.
Yeah, no question.
Love what Zach has done here this year, and hey, you know what? We're still going. So, all right, Dave.
Hey, let's not forget too. I think that Coach Kellen Cobb should be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, you and I vote, so I mean, look. I could easily credit some of these other coaches as well. I would say uh, Coach Longerbone as well has to be cited for the his postseason run here a little bit. I would think, and also I think you could look to Coach Lawrence. Maybe their playoff run doesn't help his that part of it. So no, I think Cobb's is the coach of the year in the East County here this year. Hey, look, it's easy to just pick the great coach, the legendary coach now. I said it, and of the best team. But hey, this team has not. They've proven themselves again, Dave. Despite the 3 losses, like I said, look who they played in those losses. Here they are in arguably the second biggest game of the season for any team going up again. And these two teams have met before. I've covered Granite Hills and Lincoln here. I remember back going to Granite Hills Lincoln games within the last, I don't want to say about 6, 7, 8 years ago as well. So we've seen these teams battle, and it will be a battle out there. And I know I'm kind of talking up Granite Hills, saying they'll beat them handily. And I might have my East County fandom hat on here, but all I hear from Lincoln is we don't get in any respect. You got to do it on the field a little bit, and it gets a little bit tired there. I love Lincoln. I mean, I think there's been a great turnaround for this program over the last decade to become one of the state powers. They're ranked almost in the top 10 in the state right now. Granite Hills is just a few notches behind them, probably in the top 20 teams in the state. Lincoln's a better team. Funny, Dave, the computers are kind of split. One of the computers actually picks Granite Hills, and the other one picks Lincoln, the one that nobody likes anymore. Mr. Cal Preps guy, his computer says Granite. And the other computer that I follow says Lincoln. So, but I'm on Granite here with you. I'm taking Granite Hills to win the championship.
Absolutely. Saturday. And I think they will. You're mentioning deep plays by all of our teams, but I definitely think Granite will be at the top of the list on another state playoff run.
Oh, that's going to be great. We'll have some more games here. Basketball season is great and all, but we're a football town here, winning championships. All right, Dave. This is going to be here. Let me make sure I got it right here. Division II finals here between Steel Canyon and Santa Fe Christian. Now, this one I think it's on Friday at 7 p.m. at DeVore Stadium. The Cougars here taking on the only undefeated team left in the county, Dave, in the Santa Fe Christian Eagles, a team that we're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, and really, really interesting to know, too, that NFL great Drew Brees, formerly of the San Diego Chargers and the New Orleans Saints, is coaching up the quarterback up over there at Santa Fe Christian. But let's talk about the quarterback battle. Steel Canyon's Gavin Kaha has been one of the top East County quarterbacks, averaging nearly 180 passing yards per game. He goes up against Santa Fe Christian's Dax Labrum, who, under the tutelage of Drew Brees, throws for 217 yards per game. Key players to watch on both sides: Steel Canyon senior multi-way Nico Jari, your buddy that gets the Cougars together for us. Jar leads the Cougars. Receiver was big last week. Jacob Hinton has emerged as a true scoring threat, coming off a career-high 2 receiving touchdowns last week. The Cougars defense brings the heat, logging 3 sacks against San Diego last week. Tyree Zarkarian, one of the East County's top sackmen, Dante Brown and Cameron Buchanan. Abel Lopez provides a goal line rushing threat. Santa Fe Christian, however, Labrum has a deep receiving core similar somewhat to the Eagles, led by Chase Woolley. Running back Brady Berg is a dual threat, picking up 40 receiving yards and a rushing touchdown, their semifinal win. The Santa Fe Christian defense is opportunistic, and recording 3 interceptions in the last game, including a pick six from Brody Caffrey, the edge. Despite Santa Fe Christian's perfect record, it's worth noting their prior struggles in this bracket, including a 62-34 loss to Mount McGill in last year's Division II playoffs. The Cougars are a legitimate top 15 team in the county, and strength schedule from the Grossmont Hills League has prepared them for this moment. Absolutely. They will look to bring constant pressure on Labrum to disrupt the passing game. I'm gonna say Steel Canyon has a chance in this one, but unfortunately, I'm sorry, Nico, and I'm sorry, Gavin, and all you guys out there at Steel Canyon, but I'm gonna go with Santa Fe Christian being undefeated and under the tutelage of Drew Brees and company. I'm gonna say Santa Fe Christian 21 and the Steel Canyon Cougars 20.
Oh, man, what a game that's going to be. I'm going to just say that the Cougars will end up having kind of the bigger school size and depth. I know that the Eagles can be big, with their guys. I just don't know if they have enough guys, kind of like the Cougars comparatively. Now, against, other teams like the Cougars from bigger schools, I think sometimes that ends up getting, look, they definitely, they only won one league game. I get that. But I think here against a team like Santa Fe Christian, I think the size matters. I think the depth matters here. So I'm going to take the Cougars to win this one by about a field goal here and take Steel Canyon. And look out. I think these guys, I think with Nico Yara, just so impressed with him. Not only everything he does on the field, but just our interactions with him. A true leader right there, and gets everybody together. Seems like they all were taking his cue, making sure everybody was ready for us there. And that's after the game where he's certainly deserves some respect to wind down from the game. And the guys were great to join us this year. And we got to root for them to go here into the state playoffs and win this game on Friday night here at DeVore Stadium, Southwestern College. I'll take the Cougars here over the Eagles. Eagles have a lot of great experience too. Like I said, we've watched them, Dave, their series against Christian. I think that's the thing, right? Think about it. Now this year, Santa Fe Christian was probably a little bit better, but in the years past, Christian has traded victories with Santa Fe Christian kind of off and on, right? Christian sometimes beats them at Santa Fe. And, I think right now it's obvious Santa Fe is a little bit better program than Christian here at this point. Christian, we're going to talk about them in a second. They're in their own championship game. So they're proven as well. But just the fact that Christian, not slighting how good they are, but they're a private, small Christian school, Santa Fe Christian. They're also a similar type. And Steel Canyon is a big public school. And I think if you put like a team like Christian up against Steel Canyon, even though they're not quite up to Santa Fe Christian's level right now, but in years past they have, I think Christian would, have a tough time with a team like Steel Canyon. So I'm going to take Steel Canyon to beat Santa Fe Christian in this game. And,
all right.
Would be great. We're going to be great there on Friday night. Make sure you get that one right, everybody. Friday night at 7 p.m. The game preceding it will be that Division 5 game, Dave. It'll be Hoover and Morse before that game there. We saw Morse, saw plenty of Morse out there. We know. Hoover better get that vacuum ready to get up Superior Garor off the turf there.
Yeah, because our Monarchs didn't like him too much.
All right. A great job in that one. Thanks to everybody joining us this season as well. We see a couple dozen of you out there. A lot of you on Facebook, so don't be swayed by our YouTube viewers. Okay, we're on with our Facebook. We're like your grandmother. We're on Facebook. All right. So thank you for joining us, all the Facebook users out there as well. That's our bread and butter, actually, for some reason over the years.
Yes, sir.
Turned out to be probably just because it's a community thing. Okay, one more, Dave, and we're so excited and proud to talk about the Christian Patriots going to the Division III championship game here, Dave, where they will take on great matchup here against the number 1 seed from the Imperial Valley League, the Central Spartans of El Centro. Dave, the the Valley teams, the desert teams have had a great season, man. They really probably rose through the polls as high as ever. Not only in my poll, where maybe I had them a little bit higher than I should have, but they also made waves in the other poll as well. They have some good teams this season. Central's one of them. But I don't know. I mean, Christian played one of the toughest, played a I think a tougher schedule than the Central Spartans did this season. And I think this is what has kind of propelled them into this moment, because when you can win these games on the road like they have, Dave, I mean, that says a whole bunch. They're probably kicking themselves on some of those home games, especially when, look, Caleb's our man, but the offense had some struggles against the bigger, stronger teams. I guess that's the only way to put it. They could be kicking themselves, but it is what it is. But here you get a real chance, I think, against Central Union Spartans. They're great, had a great season, and like I said, the Desert's done well. But I think it's kind of the same thing here. We're talking about, the type of depth and size that even the Patriots will have, I think, an advantage of on here. Spartans are big, but I think they'll have the advantage. What do you think in this one, Dave?
Well, you got to look at we've been the road dogs as far as Christian. It's a Cinderella season, but they won in the key moments. They've done what they need to do in the key moments. We heard the end of the University City and Central Spartans. It kind of comical at the end last week. What was it? An onside kick from the 5-yard line
Yeah, and they recovered it, and they still went down like 65 yards, but they couldn't kick a field goal because the grass is too. It's kind of, they have a grass field out there, and maybe the kicker wasn't, and so they needed a Hail Mary. They still almost got it, but yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, and let's talk about too that the arrival at the end of the season of former quarterback of Christian, Jake Davila, as he joined Coach Buck of unit coaching. And I found that quite interesting, but it added a little more flavor to the offense. It had been a little bit stagnant prior to that, but they really worked as a great team. I would even put Bug and Davila up at the top as a possible co-coaching staff to be up there as coach of the year. Patriots played a brutal schedule, facing opponents like Madison, La Jolla, and what we just talked about, Santa Fe Christian, and their early tests made them tougher. They've strung together 4 straight wins, and they've been the road dogs, winning their last 2 playoff games by exactly 3 points. Including a 20-7 victory last week over Army-Navy. Central comes in off a wild 44-42 win over University City. The Spartans have led a stellar season, but Patriots' tough road wins over Scripps Ranch, that was a huge win. San Diego, Ramona, and Army-Navy give them a big edge against a strong Imperial Valley team that still took league losses to Imperial and Hopeville. And we know about them because they play every year our other team out there in Pine Valley.
Yeah, I think Christian, that to me says Christian is, I think they're stronger than those teams, don't you?
No, absolutely. And the key to the whole ball of wax, though, Christian quarterback Caleb Runkle, and he's just the ultimate playmaker in the clutch, leading the team with 96 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a season-high 48 rushing yards last week. While the team lacks an impactful running game, Runkle's ability to create separates them defensively, and we've called his name quite a bit this season. Chase Toggerson is one of the top tacklers in the East County. I think he's the best, actually. And let's not take away from the special teams player of the year, I think, and Steven Benson is the East County's top kicker and could be a difference maker in a 1-point prediction. Central, the Spartans' offense is driven by running back Matthew Liziola, who put up a monstrous 269 rushing yards and 5 scores in their semifinal. Fidel Jr. Camarena is another strong runner they possess. Their receiving corps is led by Emiliano Morales, averaging 66 yards per game. Patriots' ability to win on the road, 4 wins in a row. Comparable opposition is a tiebreaker here. Their disciplined defense held Army-Navy to 3.2 yards per carry. So their running defense, as far as Christian is concerned, is going to come up as a key component to Christian victory in a game that's not likely to come down to single score. I'm gonna actually say it's banking on Runkle and his clutch play, and let's just put it out there. It may come down to Benson, the hero of the year, kicking a long field goal. But I think in this one, I'm going to go out on a limb and say because of the quality opponents they have played and the 4 wins and they're the road dogs, and I just think that they got more flavor in the offense now. So I'm going to say Christian's got this by a pair of touchdowns.
Oh, right. Yeah, me too. I'm going to take Christian here. Maybe I'm going to go a little bit closer than that. I think it make him. I want to see Ben. He's already made 2 huge kicks on the moment, so maybe we can get one of these championship games to come down to it. We would like it to be a little bit more comfortable, I think, like Dave said. So maybe if you want to go out Christian and go ahead and do it that way, that's okay too. But maybe it will be an exciting finish between these two. Dave, that game with Central last week was wild, and I just have a feeling this one could be too here on Saturday. This one, Dave, to be noted, is on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. It precedes the Division I championship game. So you basically have the East County, right? You got Friday at 7 p.m. out there with Steel Canyon. And then you've got on Saturday, our games are kind of back to back there. There's also one other game on Saturday at DeBoer Stadium. It'll be Valley Center and Eastlake in the Division IV championship game. Teams, Dave, they're 7-6 and 6-6. But that just goes to show you, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of complaining about which teams are in which division or whatever, but it goes to show you. I mean, look, we watched Eastlake. They were great for a long time, and they've risen again here. And we've had our share of Valley Center as our opponent in the past for some of our playoff teams. So that one is at noon, then 3:30 Central and Christian, and then 7:30 Granite Hills and Lincoln. So, all right, Dave, what a season we've had. And
I wanted to just mention he had some about the way that it's gone, and some of these teams that have made it into the playoffs with losing records, and you shared with him online the formula that we have, and not that we have, but that they came up with. But I mean, I could go either way on that, but I definitely like the thought that he's been watching close. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Granite Mortgage, Lakeside Equipment, and Touchdown Plumbing, and look forward to them sponsoring our program next year. But, I think we didn't get it at Snapdragon. I think that Southwestern College is still quite the place to play playoff games, too. I mean, it's a really nice setup. Whether you're on the sidelines, in the stands, or even up in all the special people up in the box there, they watch it from the building overlooking the field. It's really nice.
I think if you're a high school player, a junior, or maybe you're going for the first time, right, and you go from playing our stadiums are getting better and nicer, but when you go into that building for the first time with the the weight facilities and the athletic facility building there, and like I said, they're getting a new scoreboard right now. They didn't have it this year, but Coach Rodriguez did an incredible job down there. They clobbered somebody in their bowl game this year. Grossmont won their bowl game as well last weekend.
Beach Bowl.
Things are really looking up. Funny thing, Dave, it just came out yesterday that if Now, I don't know if you've been following the San Diego FC soccer team, but they're pretty good, and they might go to the MLS Cup. And if they do go to the championship game of the MLS Cup, they take priority at Snapdragon Stadium, believe it or not, over San Diego State. They probably pay a little bit money, so San Diego State.
Wow.
San Diego State. So if the MLS Cup is being played in Snapdragon Stadium, and if the San Diego State Aztecs qualify and host the Mountain West Championship game, which they could, they're going to play that game in Petco Park the next day. They're not going to play the games back to back. San Diego State is going to have to play in Petco Park if they host the Mountain West Championship game. Now we have to see what happens these last few games, but San Diego State's had an incredible season as well with your man Christian Washington as one of the top players on the team this year. He had another great performance. Christian Washington of Helix fame and Lucky Sutton of Cathedral Catholic fame have really carried this team offensively with a great running game to kind of counter that great defense. So the Aztecs aren't great through the air. They've done it through the running here, and they had an outside chance even to get that 12 spot for a week or two in the college football playoff. But they lost a big game there, but they play some big games. So what I'm getting is, look, they whittled it down. Like, we don't have enough good facilities in San Diego is what we don't have.
Yeah, I mean, what a difference, though, for the San Diego State Aztecs. And, that's kind of how Christian Washington played his whole football career at Helix. He was the offense, really, at Helix High, as they really didn't have a prolific passer per se when he was attending Helix and playing on the gridiron. But, I mean, he's just been breakout, though. And it's strange, too, to see San Diego State not winning games through the air.
Yeah, they do it a different way now with one of the best defenses in the country. So it should be a great weekend of football. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, Dave, and to all of our viewers. This is what Thanksgiving week is all about. It's championship week. You want to be, they always say, Dave, you want to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. Some of these guys, they'll get to eat. They'll get to eat. Might not get to go to, you might not get to go out of town for Thanksgiving, but you get to eat. Maybe with teammates too, the way the Eagles do it, like family. So all the teams here, they say you want to be practicing, Dave, on Thanksgiving, and we've got 3 teams that are going to be doing it. I think they are tomorrow. We don't know. I'm pretty sure you got to practice or at least have a walkthrough, at least for Steel Canyon or something, and get ready for these great games here this weekend, all on the NFHS network. Do yourself a favor and get that subscription to NFHS if you're not going out to the game, but go out to the game if you've never been out there to Southwestern College. It's a great facility and going to be some great games this week. Great job, Dave.
Absolutely. Been a great year. Been fun. Now let's see if we can do a East County sweep.
Yeah, I think we will. All right. Hey, we will get together. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we win and what's going on. But thanks to everybody for a great season. If we don't see you here, and we'll be back. I'll be back. We'll be doing it
2026.
Until they stop playing. All right. For Dave Dickens, I'm Ramon Scott. Enjoy the games here this weekend. Thank you for joining us at EastCountySports.com. All right.
Yes.